I'm Katelyn.
I'm Megan.
And I'm Katherine.
And we're the Brew Crew.
For our final coffee lab project, we'll be going over the coffee we made for our coffee competition that won us 5th place out of 11 teams.
Now, let me introduce the coffee making process detailedly. First, 81 grams of roasted coffee beans are ground using a coffee grinder to produce ground coffee. Reminder, the grind size is 25. Next, a filter paper is placed inside a clever draper, and the ground coffee is added to it. Then, 1,000 grams of water is heated to the appropriate temperature, which is 90 degrees centigrade, and slowly poured over the coffee grounds in the filter paper, ensuring even saturation. After that, the coffee is left to steep and extract for 6 minutes, allowing the water to pass through the grounds and extract the flavors and aromas. During this process, approximately 75 grams of water evaporates. Finally, the brewed coffee filters through the paper into a container, yielding about 925 grams of coffee, which is then ready to be served and enjoyed.
Just to make sure you have all the mass balances, there were 81 grams of roasted beans, which also in turn became 81 grams of grinded beans, 1,000 grams of water, which also emitted 75 grams of evaporated water, which also made 925 grams of coffee.
The type of beans we used were Colombia, and with the fresh roaster, we put the settings to fan 9, power 9, and time 7. The total amount of energy we used for roasting was 0.228 kilowatts per hour, and the total amount of energy we used while boiling water was 0.08 kilowatts per hour.
The TDS here is 1.29 and PE is 14.73.
For our sensory evaluations, we blindly graded ours to be a level 8 acidity, a level 8 body, a level 7 fragrance, level 0 balance, level 8 flavor, and level 7 aftertaste.
If we were to do a contest like this in the future, we would approach this differently. Our main concern was getting to 925 grams of coffee, because we weren't completely sure if the amount of water we boiled would be enough, especially since we weren't sure how many grams of water had evaporated.
Instead of solely focusing on keeping the coffee warm for the blind tasting, we should shift our attention to making sure we have enough time at the end to take our measurements for TDS and PE without having to rush.
Overall, our brewed coffee turned out to be better than expected because the fragrance and strong flavor were there. One thing we may not change is the brew ratio because it gave the coffee, although more acidic, a richer taste and aroma. I hope you enjoyed our final video. Goodbye!